One of the best kept secrets is so simple. The teacher should set up the classroom that he himself would like to learn in. There are millions of things in this classroom that look so interesting and visually stimulate the student to industry. Another thing is that the setup for learning would be like you would like to learn the content of the class. So I think very many teachers miss that. My room has always been very important for me to have a learning environment for kids that was really stimulating. The teacher orchestrates the learning. When I started this year, I had students learn a formal technique to draw on neutral paper with black and white pens to pre-visualize a 3D drawing of their design ideas. This is a common presentation in jewelry designs. The students' response was wonderful, but some of the students spend too much time trying to perfect their drawings. And I think as orchestrators of learning, good teachers should have the ability to know when to drop an initiative. Like a deer, we should have our nose in the wind to sense when students are fatigued and they need to get on to the good and the fun parts of the learning. Most students lose interest if they do not get the tasty parts. A few students I had them just drop the drawing and start them working in direct precious metal. These kids buy 2,000 baht worth of silver when they start, and then they can make several projects out of it. I always tell them that the metal they have is, pretend it's not silver, pretend it's 24 karat gold. And these little pieces of silver are worth $800 US. And that really changes their attitude about the preciousness because they're working on a tiny scale and it takes a lot of time for them to adjust. It's just within the limits of their nervous system. However, the kids love the learning, and one of the things that I'm prodigious about in my class is that the students get a good hand on safety, and they monitor themselves as to if they're doing a job correctly and in a safe way. When I get comfortable with a class, most of these kids have had me 1 semester or 2 semesters already. So they love it and they're very self-directed and self-motivated, and they don't need me to stand over them. And a lot of visitors to my classroom, I think the first thing they feel when they walk in and walk from student to student, they see how individualized the work is, that the students are all working on different projects. And I try to tell any visitor, hey, I didn't give them these projects. They designed something for somebody. It's very personal. And they have very intrinsic goals. This is not for grades. I don't have grades in my class, and I don't use comments. You know, I thought that was always useless, to make comments on their report card and everything. I want them to be in a non-competitive environment where they'll take some risks. I don't mean with safety, I mean with artistic risks, so that they can come up with some really cool ideas. And a lot of them are really knowledgeable about the metal and what its personality and what it'll do and what it won't do. So I find this is wonderful for kids. The quality of the work that I'm getting out of these classes is absolutely the top.